Welcome to the H.E.A.L, Help, Elevate, and Learn podcast. This podcast is a guide to healing your inner child and maturing your inner adult. This is the place where we slow down, look within, and begin the journey of restoring what was lost, silenced, or forgotten. Here, we believe that healing the inner child is not about reliving the past, it's about rewriting your future. Together, we'll uncover the wisdom, strength, and the love you've always carried inside. So take a deep breath. You're safe, you're seen, and you're right where you need to be.
Hey everybody, how you doing today? This is Sakoni Prince of SakoniPrince.com, where we make motivation personal by introducing you to yourself. And I'm super excited to bring you another episode of the H.E.A.L podcast. H.E.A.L is an acronym for Help, Elevate, and Learn. And this podcast is based on my latest book with the same title, but the subtitle is A Guide to Healing Your Inner Child. I'm telling you, when God gave me this revelation and gave me this mission, it really opened up a world of understanding for me when it came to understanding how people have current day behavior that was seeded in their childhood. Like I oftentimes say on this podcast, we're not here to end the conversation. We just want to start it. But before we get started with our guest for today, who I know is going to be a blessing to both you and I, let's hear a word from our sponsor, none other than BetterHelp. This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. BetterHelp connects you with a licensed therapist who is trained to listen and give you helpful, unbiased advice. First, you go to their site. You can use my link, betterhelp.com/SakoniPrinceHeal. You answer a few questions, and BetterHelp will match you to a professional who's had years of experience helping people with struggles just like yours. You can do it all from your phone or your computer, via a phone call, a video chat, or messaging. However you feel most comfortable, it is the easiest possible way to start talking to a therapist. You'll be matched to a therapist usually within 48 hours, so you can get started fast. Let BetterHelp connect you to a therapist who can support you all from the comfort of your own home. Visit betterhelp.com/SakoniPrinceHeal or choose Sakoni Prince Heal during your sign up and enjoy a special discount on your first month. And again, we want to thank BetterHelp for being a sponsor of this amazing, amazing podcast. Well, listen, last week we had an incredible guest on here, and I'm telling you, she blessed our soul. But I know that we are going to get even more from her husband, my good friend, Bishop Martin Wilson. Bishop Wilson, introduce yourself.
Blessings. I'm Bishop Martin Wilson. Just wanted to say that I am excited about being on here. We are senior pastors here in Charlotte, North Carolina. So we're in the Carolinas, and we thank God for Dr. Prince, good friend of ours for a long time now.
Yep. It's been a minute. Bishop Wilson spoke at one of my, actually, in fact, was the first or second? I think it was the second event, in fact, that we had. Yeah, the Are You Climbing the Wrong Mountain here in Mobile. And ever since then, it's like God has just stitched us together in some way or another. And I'm grateful to God for the connection.
Yes, sir. It's been good.
Yes, sir. Okay, so listen, let's hop into the questions because I want to see what your take is. And your answers are based on the same questions that we asked your wife last Friday.
All right.
So what does maturing your inner adult mean to you, and how has that shown up in your personal journey?
All right. So when I grabbed this question today, the first thing that really jumped out to me is that you have to acknowledge that if there is a grown adult, that there is the possibility of there being a child or adolescent version of yourself that is still there. And not only that, if we're talking about maturity, we have to understand that there may still be a part of us that needs to be addressed. How many, we've all been around people with bad kids. And sometimes our bad kid shows up in us.
Yes.
And we have to acknowledge, if we're going to talk about the adult, then we have to understand that there is a child in there. As it relates to my personal journey, and I always share this with those that I coach, that you can know that you're at a place of maturity when your wounds stop making the decisions.
Mm.
When your
Oh,
wounds stop making decisions, when you feel that you have better control of yourself, when you're not triggered as much, when you're moving from a place of wisdom, that's a place of maturity. And in my journey, it has been a learning process that has taken a long time for me to get there to where I'm making those decisions and making decisions from an adult place and not the wounds.
wow. Wow. That is so, so true. And I mean, that's so profound because it reminds me of this quote that I came up with, which is entitled, or it says, if you don't heal from your wounds, you will bleed on people who didn't cut you.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
when you said not allow your wounds to make the decisions, that is so phenomenal because as mature adults, you realize where that part of yourself was hurt. And that's why the hurt lies, but it's also why the hurt needs to be healed. And you
Yeah.
can't look for other people to actually deal with what was done to you by somebody else.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly. And
so
then
yeah.
like in your quote, the worst part is when we bleed on our own children.
Ooh, yeah, that man, yeah, because if you don't make healing a priority,
A priority.
you will
That's good. That's
bleed on
good.
somebody, and it has to be a priority. It can't be, I'll get to that. I'll deal with that later.
No.
Oftentimes people are so challenged but and Kathy Barton Brown, a good friend of mine, Dr. Kathy Barton Brown, a trained psychologist. She was on my podcast last season, and she said something to me that just blew me away. She said, "Healing hurts.
Mm,
It hurts.
yeah.
It hurts to heal, but after the hurt, after the healing happens,
Mm-hmm.
that's when you're able to experience life as you've never had before." And I've shared this before. I had a total hip replacement back in 2017. And I thought about my surgery after I had it. Because
Mm-hmm.
I had it, I just kept thinking about, if I don't get this done, I'm
Yeah.
not gonna have the mobility. It's not
Yeah.
getting better. We had actually taken our middle daughter on a college tour, and they make you walk around the campus.
Yes, sir.
They make you walk around the campus.
Everywhere.
And every time we stop, I'm looking for a place to sit down. I would look for a place to sit down. And I was like, you know what? I can't wait. I have to get this done. I didn't think about the seriousness of what happened until
Yeah.
afterwards. But because I was looking for the results, I was looking for the freedom that was going to come from having that surgery. And that's what we have to do even in our own healing. We have to be able to look past the hurt that it's going to take for us to get to it. We have
Yes.
to look at the freedom that's going to come. So yeah, I will go through this pain.
I
And one
will.
thing, one thing my physical therapist told me the day after the surgery, he said, your mind doesn't know the difference between soreness and pain.
Mm,
He said we have to push past the soreness so we can get the
that's
range of
good.
motion for your leg. And when he
That's
told me that,
good.
I'm glad he did, because when he first started moving my leg, I'm like, man, this feels just like it did before.
You wanted to kick him, didn't you?
I wanted to more to kick him, but it helped me to understand that I had to condition myself to go through that painful process
Mm-hmm.
to get the freedom and to get the range of motion I needed for me to properly heal.
That's
So,
good.
yeah,
And
a
think
lot of
about that. Think about that as far as, even with your topic, how
mhm.
limited people's mental and spiritual motion is when they're trying to move with wounds.
Mm,
Not, and when we say wounds, we're talking about belief systems and
right.
and things that have been instilled to them. Oh, I can't fly. We might look. You're limited. There's
Yeah,
some places that we can go that they can't go because of their fears.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's so, so true. We have to be willing to see ourselves in that place. And I'm telling you,
Seeing, doing, and being.
yep, it will be the driving force to have you push through whatever you got to get through
Yeah.
in order to get there. Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Most definitely.
Yes, sir. Okay. Our next question says, many of us carry unhealed parts of our childhood. What are some signs that your inner child is still in control of your decisions today?
When your reaction is bigger than the situation.
Okay.
When your reaction to little things becomes something big. And this is one place I probably still battle with, because somebody can say something that is not even meant to be what I heard.
Okay.
So now I'm hearing from a place of pain.
Mm.
And what I'm hearing is now touching 10 years ago pain.
Mm.
So that's usually not just about the moment. That pain has very little to do with that moment, and it has more to do with the pain of the past. So we've got to make sure that when we're having those situations, we don't normalize it.
Gotcha.
So a lot of people can't get healed because they've normalized their behavior.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so they can't get healed. They've normal. This is, my mama was like, well, your mama needed to be delivered. I'm sorry.
No.
That was the preacher in me. That was the preacher right there.
You're absolutely right, because I tell people it's not what you do, but why you do it.
Yeah.
Because if you never understand the why, you'll keep repeating the what.
Yeah. Yeah.
But so many times people don't even question, why am I the way that I am? Why do I react? Why do I deal with life like this? And
let me give you a story.
Go ahead.
You can use this one. You use this one.
All right. Okay. Let me write it down.
There was a little boy walked in the kitchen, and he seen his mom cutting the ends off the ham. And he said, Mom, why do you cut the ends off the ham? He said, I don't know. She said, I always seen my mama do it. He said, go in there, and it's a holiday. Go in there and ask your grandma why she cut the ends off the ham. Grandma in there playing spades. Go in there and say, hey, Grandma, why you cut the edges off the ham when you cook it? I saw Mama do it. He said, I don't know. I always saw great grandma do it. So go ask my mama. He goes, ask great grandma. Great grandma sitting there about asleep. And he said, great grandma, why do you cut the ends off the ham? Said I asked grandma, and then I asked your granddaughter. And my grandma said, I don't know. My pot wasn't big enough. So a lot of times our behavior is learned behavior.
That's true.
We're doing it because we've saw other people do it, and we've normalized it.
Right.
This is the way we are.
Right. And if you've never had the courage to question that, you will continue that pattern, continue that habit, continue that process. But if it's not serving you, if it's not getting you where you believe God would have you to be, if it's not giving you the results that you want, then it's time for you to evaluate, is this really what I should be doing? Is this how I should be reacting? Is this the attitude I should have? Is this the habits or the people? Or, there are, just, you can go down, in fact, the list of your life. But having the courage to question the things that we do that aren't getting us to where it is, we can go through life and not have peace.
Yeah.
Not be able to connect with individuals, not be able to have meaningful relationships. And do we ever question why?
Oh, you know what we do? You know what we do? Don't let us be church folk, because it's the devil. That's the devil. No, I ain't never got no peace. The devil. I must be real spiritual, because the devil's all no. You need healing. It is not the devil. You need healing, and then you end up in relationships with people thinking they're going to give you healing, and then if you're not careful, that person becomes a trigger. Now they're triggering you.
Yep.
It's the devil.
Yep.
It's the devil. Now, hey, it was just the devil, but now it's the devil in you. The devil's using you.
It's your trauma.
It's your trauma. Exactly. It ain't the devil. It's your trauma. I am so sick of people blaming everything on the devil and never taking that introspective look and getting I'm getting ready to teach a whole month on a subject that is going to help us with our emotional intelligence.
Ooh.
Because we're not going to keep blaming the devil for this stuff.
That literally brings you to my next question. Because question number 3 is, how can someone begin to recognize the difference between reacting from their inner child and responding as their mature adult self?
That inner child's quick. He's knee jerk.
Yeah.
The mature slows down. You know, that inner child, he's on defense. He's trying to protect himself. But the mature adult part of us says, hey, let's, like you just said it, let's try to understand what's happening here. We question. And and one of the things that I always give my coaching clients when I'm dealing with them, I give them this question. I have them to ask themselves, am I responding to what happened or what it reminded me of? Because a lot of times our response is just based on a memory.
Yep.
And you said it when you was talking about the doctor said your body doesn't know the difference between pain and soreness. Well, the human mind has a hard time distinguish between a memory and what is actually real. So when we deal with an emotion or a feeling, we can relive.
Yes.
I'm talking about mad by faith. You just remember my last wife did me like that, and now you mad at off of a memory, and we never stop, as you said, to say, why am I responding like maybe I'm not healed from that?
That is so true. We got a couple of comments here. In fact, Dr. LaDanya Yvette, she says emotional intelligence, yes. She also says this is good. She also says a memory or a moment. Are you responding to a memory or are you responding to this moment, this moment or a past memory? And I think a lot of people, we're not that introspective about ourselves.
Right.
I had this one lady on our podcast. I asked her the same question, and she gave me the most intuitive answer, which really brings me to in fact, what you said as you're going to be teaching on. When I asked her this question, she said, I really don't think it's one or the other. And I was like, explain. She said, because what our first reaction is generally an emotional one. You know, like you said, it's the reaction. And so she said that what she learned to do was, okay, she checked with her inner child and see what her inner child needs. That's that emotional aspect.
Yes.
And then she said, like, if my inner child doesn't feel safe, instead of just running away, she'll say, listen, I'm finna go. Her adult self would address the situation.
Yes.
You don't feel safe. Okay, I'm going to remove us from this situation.
That's
but she would do that from her adult self.
That's
if
good.
Her inner child didn't feel heard or seen. Instead of screaming and yelling, throwing a tantrum, her mature adult self would be like, okay, listen, I got it. And then she would speak up for herself. And as she gave those answers, I thought to myself, just what you said that you're going to be teaching on, emotional intelligence. Because the emotion, that's the first reaction. That's the first thing that we have an emotional reaction. But if we are maturing to the point, we can have an intelligent response.
Yes.
And that's go ahead.
You are dead on it. Because you know what helped me? When I started studying the science behind it and realized I'm acting like this because a chemical was released in my brain. An endorphin that is connected to a memory is now making me act like this and embarrass myself.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
This is good. This is good.
Yes, yes, it is. Yes, it is. And see, this is another reason why I believe conversations like this are needed. I mean,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
I wrote the book and I've sold more copies of this book than all of my previous ones combined. But I wanted to keep the conversation going
Yes.
because a lot of people, again, they have yet to really draw that connection. They've
Yes.
yet to actually consider that instead of, well, that's
Consider.
just where we are. That's where my mama was, my dad. Why? Why? And I'm not saying, that everything about your childhood was wrong or bad or there weren't
Yeah.
any benefits from it. No, I'm not saying that. I'm asking the question, is that behavior really serving you? Is it
Yes.
giving you the results that you need? Is it getting you to where it is you believe you should be? Because if
Mm-hmm.
it's not, then that means we need to take a look at that. We need to
Exactly.
try to figure out, why is this just so ingrained in you?
Yes.
Why do you not want to let this go and release it when it's cutting you and you're
Yeah.
squeezing even tighter on it? You're holding it just that much tighter, but it is electrocuting you. You don't want to let it go.
I got another story you can have.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
There was an old man sitting on a porch with an old dog laying beside him. And the man come by and the old dog said, "Oh," and the gentleman didn't say nothing. He walked on by. Next day he come by and the old man sitting there in the rocking chair. The dog said, "Oh," he said, "Sir," said, "what's wrong with your dog?" Said, "He's laying on a nail." And the man said, "Well, why don't he get up?" Said, "It don't hurt enough yet."
Yet.
And a lot of us wait until the pain is excruciating.
Right.
And a transparent moment for me, mine was when my wife said, "Okay, I'm done with this. I've got to put a down payment on my apartment. I'm out. I'm getting ready to be out of here." And that was the moment that I realized, okay, I got some healing to do. And not only some healing to do, I got some quick healing I have to do. And at that moment, I really had to take a long, hard look at myself because I knew I was going to mess up the best thing I ever had.
Wow.
It started hurting enough.
Oh, it started hurting enough. The pain got real.
Not a preach right there. The pain got real. That's a whole talk to you right there, Doc.
Man, buddy, the pain, because before it was just play. but the pain
it got real. It got real.
The pain got real.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, my wife, she has a comment. She says, in fact, when it hurts enough, we will make a change. And that is true.
We will make a change.
We will make a change. When it hurts enough, we will make a change. All right, next question. In your experience, what role does forgiveness of self and others play in the healing and the maturing process?
For those woke adults out there, the first thing I would say, because I know they say, well, he a preacher, so he gonna come. Now, I'm not coming biblical. Forgiveness is not saying that it didn't hurt me. Number one, it hurt me. Forgiveness is saying it hurt me, but I refuse to let the hurt keep ruling me.
That part.
I refuse. So I'm going to forgive to free myself, just like you and my wife talked about last week, because forgiveness is so important, because a lot of people are still, and when we say forgiveness, it's not just forgiving the other person. People have to forgive themselves for their part in the situation, because there's a lot of people who are still punishing themselves, through what they survived, what they tolerated. You out of the situation, but you still haven't forgiven yourself for not leaving earlier or to getting your children out earlier. And so you can't shame yourself into healing. And I think that's what a lot of times I can't forgive myself. No, you trying to shame yourself. I promise you can't hurt enough to do better. You have to forgive yourself, because I think they think that the pain is what they deserve. No, you deserve to be healed. You deserve to be happy. And as you and my wife said on last week, you've got to give yourself some grace.
That's true. And I was thinking the exact same thing, how important it is. And see, we can be our own best friend or our own worst enemy.
I'm the devil.
Right. We can. Let's see, we got a comment here. Like Dr. Don said that part. For forgiveness over the arcade of manipulation. Ooh. And that is true. That is true.
Yeah.
We have to be willing to forgive. And talking about a moment of transparency. I recently went to my mom's grave. Well, last Sunday was like Mother's Day, and her birthday was Tuesday.
Oh, wow.
And I actually left work early on Tuesday, and I went by her grave, and I had a conversation with her. I was talking with her, but I said something that was so freeing for me. And I told her, I said, I forgive you for me. I forgive you for me. And the third time I said it, something broke loose in me. Because those words carried weight, they carried meaning, and they allowed the little version of me. And in my book, I call him Coney, because that's what my mom used to call me. When she didn't want to say my full name, she would just say Coney. And it's like when I said that the third time, it's like that part of me just kind of showed up. I mean, if you could have looked at it from an emotional or like a mindset standpoint, I was 8 years old. Standing at the graveside. But yeah, forgiveness is important. It's an important part of the healing process. And like I had to say, I forgave her, but I did it for myself.
For yourself.
And I think that's a process a lot of us try to overlook, try to skip. Some of us, we don't want to do that because our pain has become our badge of honor. I can't let this go, because
who am I without it?
Right? Yeah. Who am I? Who am I without this pain?
Without this pain and this anguish, because you don't know how they did me. And so I think the biggest part is not that they don't want to forgive, but if I forgive, then I have to release the story that I've been telling about myself and the situation. And one thing I've learned from, I'm kind of broad, is Buddha's teaching is that the body has pain, but very few people suffer, because suffering, and physically suffer. More people are suffering now because of the story that they tell about their pain that they went through, that they're no longer experiencing. So I'm suffering not because of anything that's actually happening, but because I choose to keep revisiting it in my mind. And every time I go back, I experience it all over again. That's suffering. That's torment. That's hell on earth.
It is. And we have to care enough about ourselves. That's what we're talking about, that grace. And that's why even that question talking about a forgiveness of self. We have to care enough about ourselves to say, I'm going to stop doing that to me.
To me.
I'm going to stop doing that to me. And
I like that. I like the way that felt when you said that. I'm going to quit doing that to me.
I'm going to quit doing that to me. I love what you said about how when people try to shame themselves in the healing, you can't do that. Stop doing that to you. And if we don't make declarations, if we don't remind ourselves, if we're not intentional about our healing,
Mm-hmm.
what will happen is we will prolong the process.
Yes.
If
Yes.
if we don't just even stop altogether,
Yeah.
but we have to be intentional. We have to be dedicated to our healing so that
Mhm.
we can be and do all that God intended for us to do.
Yes. Have to. We have
And,
to.
and even in that, we set an example for other people to follow. But if they see us beating up on them on ourselves, oh, well, I guess that's what I gotta do. I gotta beat up on myself too. No, no.
I heard a famous speaker named Dr. Sakoni Prince. I learned this from you. Association brings about a simulation.
Yep,
And if
that's
you're
true.
those people connected to you that look up to you, your children, those
Yep,
people that are connected to you on that level, if they see you beating up on yourself, that association will bring
yep,
about a stimulation. Now you've got a whole generation
yep,
or generations of people with low self-esteem
yep,
because one person.
yeah. That's it. That's it. That's it. We have to be careful because people are watching us.
Yeah, they are.
Even when we don't think they are,
Mm-hmm.
they are looking at it. They look at how we walk, how we talk, what we do, how we show up, how
Yeah.
consistent we are, how passionate we are. They look at
Yeah.
our countenance, even our demeanor,
Mm-hmm.
how happy we are, how optimistic we are,
Yeah.
how faithful we are, how dedicated we are, how spiritual we are. All of those things show up when we walk in the room.
They do. They do.
And they,
And I really believe, and I've heard some of our members say this. They they got more of an example and learning from seeing us go through our pain than seeing us on our mountain.
oh yeah, oh yeah,
People are
yeah.
watching you. They don't care about your successes. They want to know how you handle when life start lifing and life
Yeah.
is done hit you in your front teeth and them two is loose. Them two is they loose. They want to know how you gonna handle it until them two teeth tighten back up. How you gonna handle this?
Yep, yep. I remember, in fact, one time I was on the radio and God gave me this message, and it was entitled, Lord, why so many hoes?
Wow. Wow.
And, and that message came from a vision. I can't even say it was a dream. I was still laying in bed, but I wasn't asleep. But I had a vision of this vessel. It was like a vase,
Mm-hmm.
but it was cracked and it had holes and stuff. And when something was poured in it, it poured out of the holes.
Mm.
But as the vision got wider, it poured out of the holes into other vessels. It was
Oh
like a
my.
cascading fountain.
Okay.
And what God helped me to understand is that I can put my glory in you, but it's through the cracks and the holes that it's going to get out
You about to
and
make
go
me
into
holler.
other people. They make you holler. What you taking it into me? Because I was at, Lord, why do I have so many holes? Because that's how his glory gets out.
And we have these treasures
In
in
earthen, that was
earthen.
the scripture.
God
Lord,
Almighty, that the excellency may be of God and not of
not
ourselves. God, I didn't. A preacher ain't here. I'm sorry. Let me get back to Coach Wood. Let me get back to Coach
I'm
Wood. Oh,
gonna have to
that's
do this.
good, Doc. That's good.
I'm telling you, I got to do this on the treadmill next time. I'll be ready around here.
God Almighty.
Oh man, man. All right, listen. Let's see if we get to this next question. It says, in your experience, what role does? Well, no, I've already done that one. Okay, so in fact, number 5. What practical daily habits or practices help nurture both healing the inner child and strengthening the inner adult?
One for me that I use and I often teach it to those that I counsel or coach is quiet time, a time of meditation. Um, again, the Buddhists, they call it getting in the gap, getting in that place to where you can slow what they call the monkey mind. It's what they call it, the monkey mind. You ever been trying to pray and you know, you're praying and you got your head down, you're praying, and you either drift off to sleep or you're watching cartoons? That's
In
the
your
monkey.
head.
That's the monkey. That's what they call the monkey mind. But the more you get quiet and can focus on what is happening right now, what do you hear? What do you feel? You can begin, and it literally will calm. And it has all kind of medical benefits of calming the blood pressure, all of that. And then what happens is when a situation comes, you're more able to respond. You can pause and you can respond instead of reacting. So that, I think that is very important. A lot of times when people upset with other people, my wife, I've heard her use this: have them to journal. Write them don't give it to them. Lord knows, don't give it. Write everything that you feel. Write it out, but don't give it to them. And see, and a big part of that, and I'll shut up, is telling the truth about yourself. Being compassionate with yourself. Don't beat yourself up. But yet there are some times that I thought about this a few minutes ago when you were talking. Now, because a lot of times you hear people talking about the inner child. You got to see what it wants. Yeah, there is some time. But I also think that the Apostle Paul didn't have the wording or the terminologies that we use, but he also said, I buffet my flesh. In other words, sometimes you got to whoop that child's tail. Your inner David said, I buffet myself through fasting. There got to be somehow the discipline that is given to that child, so that those daily practices will help you to be able to keep that inner child at bay. Your inner child ought not be afraid of you, but it ought to respect you.
That's true. That's true. Man, hey, listen. I'm gonna have to do. I gotta do some commercials real quick, but in fact, we gonna come back and we gonna wrap this up. But man, this is definitely good. Well, listen. In fact, for those of you who don't know, I'm gonna be in Atlanta, Georgia, June 27th, speaking at the You Did That experience. So here, check this out.
Join us for the You Did That, the Motivation and Empowerment Conference, June 27th at the Convention Center Concourse, Atlanta, Georgia. This is a formal and black-tie affair brought to you by the founder and host, Dr. Jai Johnson, along with featured guests and a phenomenal lineup of speakers and panelists. So get ready to be inspired, empowered, and elevated.
Early bird tickets are on sale now. So just visit youdidthatconference.atl.com for details and information.
You Did That, the Motivational Empowerment Conference. Come get inspired.
So yeah, that's going to be June 27th in Atlanta, Georgia. And if you are in that area, in the Atlanta metro area or within driving distance, my encouragement to you is to come and be a part of this amazing, amazing event. We have one other commercial, in fact, that we're going to run, and then we're going to get back to these last couple of questions because this has been good. But listen, we also have a good friend of ours, Dr. LaDonya Yvette. She has a couple of books that she has written, and we want to share that with you now.
Every soul has a journey, a path waiting to unfold, and a destiny designed just for you. In infinity, the journey to becoming, you'll awaken to your own beginning. In eternity, the path unfolding, you'll find strength in every step forward. And in serendipity, the destiny of you, you'll embrace the beauty of who you were created to be. These are not just books, they are guides, companions for your heart and spirit. Your journey is calling. Answer it today. Purchase the trilogy now, available on Amazon.
She sold me. I got to have that.
Okay. All right. Well, we would definitely make sure to get that. All right. So, and actually, She actually said we need a part two. Talk about of you and I. Hey,
You
whatever the
can
Lord
do
said.
that.
Yes, sir. Yes,
We
sir.
did it, Joe.
Yes. For sure, for sure. All right, listen. Our question number 6 says, can you share a personal breakthrough moment when you realize you were no longer controlled by past wounds, but guided by maturity?
Woo! This one was a good one for me, and I know everybody can appreciate this one. But my breakthrough moment when I realized that I had overcome a lot of wounds and had really got to a place of maturity is when I realized that I could carry a handgun and didn't want to harm nobody. Because I tried it before. I ain't never killed nobody, y'all. But I wanted that when I was too young. I was too young. I was too immature. And here in North Carolina, you can carry your gun open carry. So I done put some Velcro on the dashboard and would put it up on the dashboard. So my breakthrough was when I understood that I had matured past that. And that may sound simple to some people, and it has nothing to do with the gun. It has to do with my growth, my discipline, my emotional maturity, because I had a bad temper. And there were some situations that I could have been in that I wouldn't even be here talking to you, Doc. I'd still be somewhere trying to make some pudding in a cup or something. So the breakthrough was not just the handgun. It was the breakthrough was realizing that I was no longer being led by my anger, my ego, offense, or old pains. So that was a big one for me. That was a big one.
Yeah. Well, again, being able to recognize your own growth, I think it's so important when you can see the change in you.
Yeah.
I remember several years ago, I was at home and my wife and our daughters were going out somewhere, and they came in, and in fact, my wife, she came, in fact, walking in the kitchen, and just for a split second, I thought to myself, who's that woman behind? Oh, that's my daughter. I mean, just in a split second, because even though she was in the house, she was growing so fast. And I mean, just that my initial look at her, like, who is that woman? Oh, that's my daughter. Because I'm trying to figure out who is she bringing in the house, but it was her. And see, you know, and of course when you have smaller kids and people don't see them for a while, they how quickly they've grown. But it's a thing when they're in the house with you and you can see them grow.
You can see it.
The same thing even with us. If we are paying attention, if we are intentional about our growth, we can even witness our own maturity.
Yeah.
And being able to share that with a trusted friend.
Yeah.
Being able to make that a part of our testimony, being able to encourage somebody else with our own growth, because it lets them know, hey, it's possible. You don't have to stay that way. You don't have to stay mad. You don't have to stay upset. You don't have to stay not talking to somebody. You can grow. You can forgive. You can be happier and live a better life. You can do that. So being able to acknowledge that is so true. Dr. Ladanya, she laughing at us. she was laughing at us earlier.
I mean, and that's so true. I mean, one thing that will help people, and I think it would help a few people, is when you end up in a conversation with someone that you used to be able to have those conversations with and talk about people and talk about things but all of a sudden now it don't feel good.
Right.
And then at that point, to guard your growth, now you got to put boundaries in place.
Oh yeah. Boundaries are so important.
They are. Because when people come to me and they say certain things, the first thing go through my mind, now, when did I let you get so comfortable with me that you felt that you could come over here and talk about Saucony Prince to me?
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? That's my friend. So when did I let my guard down? When did I become so common with you? So now it's not just about maturity, it's about maintenance.
Yeah. Check out what Dr. LaDonya just said. When the taste buds change.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No. I don't like this conversation.
Exactly. You don't now. I used to run to it. Now I'm running from it.
I used to be one making the call.
Exactly.
No. Did you hear? What did you think about what First Lady had on?
Bro.
Bro. Did you see that? No.
Oh man. Listen, last question, man. And then we'll get ready to wrap this up. What encouragement would you give to someone who feels stuck in old patterns and unsure if real healing is possible for them?
I would encourage them by saying, you're not stuck because you feel broke. And I emphasize feel.
Okay.
A lot of times we're stuck because of the patterns that we've been practicing so long that we feel that is who we are.
Right.
But I want to encourage anyone that's at that place to understand that change is possible. Change is not only possible, anything that's growing is changing. Anything that is still moving forward is changing. So getting stuck is really a frame of mind. I've heard Nelson Mandela say when he got out of prison and he invited the prison guards to his birthday that he had. And someone asked him, said, how can you invite them to your birthday party after all they did to you? He said, when I got out of prison, I brought my mind out with me. So bring your mind out, let your mind catch up to where you are so that you'll know where you're going. Because sometimes healing looks like recovering quickly, apologizing faster, and choosing peace over the drama that's going on around you.
Right. You know, in my book, Are You Climbing the Wrong Mountain? I forgot which chapter it was, but I talked about moving your mind to the new mountain. Because where your mind go, your body will follow.
Yes, sir.
A lot of people can't get to some place because they can't imagine or see themselves there. And so it's important for us to move our mind there first. Even though, and I'm sure Nelson Mandela's, his freedom didn't come once he walked out that door. He had it while he was there. Yes. He had that freedom mindset while he was in prison.
Yeah. And that's what, and that is so important, because I'm constantly hear people say, well, I just need to get away from here. I need to get a new life. I need to move to a new city. Listen, where you are, there you are. And unless you change who you are, and I often say, one of the things that I always say is, when you change the way you see things, the things that you see will change. Yeah, things will begin to change when you begin to see things different. You'll begin to see possibility where you are only seeing failure and, the white man keeping me down. Can't nobody keep me down if I can get my mind free.
Right.
If I can get my mind out, boy, I can come out of anything.
That's so true. Let's see, we got a comment here about, in fact, Miss Sheila King. In fact, she says, sometimes we're stuck because we just haven't been introduced to a new way.
A new way.
And that is so true. Dr. LaDonya, she said, this was a great session. Yeah, like you say, hands up. Let's see, Miss Sheila King, she also said, give your mind permission to feel and see different. And that's true. That's true. We can't keep telling ourselves that same old story, that same old narrative. Especially if we are not getting to where it is we know we should be.
Yeah.
If we're not experiencing, and see, I would oftentimes say this, especially for those super spiritual, church folks.
The deep ones.
I asked him a question. I said, are you living up to your God-given potential? And if not, then there's some work you got to do. I mean, people are so quick to be like, well, I'm good, I'm fine, I don't need it anymore. Is God pleased with where you are? No, go ahead. I'll wait. If you
No, you know where they happy at? I'm looking for a miracle. Oh, no, I need you to get up and create a miracle. I need you to put a little work. You've been praying enough that y'all prayer team knees wore out. I need y'all to get up and do some work.
Be the miracle.
I expect the impossible, but you're not doing nothing. You're not doing anything. I'm sorry, I'm the preacher. I'm sorry.
Faith without works is what?
You're dead. If you don't do anything different than what you've been doing, you're going to keep repeating. And then for some of us, as the comment said, was about seeing something, moving something. That sometimes that's different people, because to find a new way, I've got to introduce myself to new people that are in another way.
That's it. That's it. That's it. And the quote was, sometimes we're stuck because we just haven't been introduced to a new way.
Take me back. Take me back, dear Lord. No, take me forward. Take me forward. Don't take me back. I'm coming up on the road. No. There's a highway that goes around that mountain that you've been trying to climb all these years. There is another way around. There's another way.
Oh my goodness, man! This is.
I need to shut up for it so you can get off me on time.
Man, listen. We're gonna have you and your wife on again. Maybe next time we'll have y'all both.
Tag team. I don't know. We might not be no good together. I'll be trying to be a gentleman and let her talk.
Hey. Well, and see, one thing I've learned is how to balance that out, because I know there are some things, and so that's what I love about that synergy that you two have, is that y'all actually complement each other. Let's see, Miss King, she said, "Amen." Take me forward, not back.
Oh, yes.
Let's go forward. Let's go.
Go back into Egypt.
Yeah. Not
going
Egypt.
to the promised land.
That's it. Hey man, listen, if somebody wanted to find out more about you, somebody wanted to connect with you, how would they do that?
You need to connect with me by going to bishopmartinwilson.com. Google me. I'm all over there. I've been writing books and things of that sort. You can find me on Amazon. Can I share my book now?
Yeah.
Or you want me to wait? All right. So one of my newest books, I've only got one. This is the Man Code, but I have the Man Code that I wrote. And then I said, okay, the women need one. So I took everything that I wrote for the men and wrote it for the women. So you can find these on Amazon, the Man Code and the Women Code. And it is the emotional framework for discipline for relationship and leadership. This one is for Black men specifically. So yes, that's how you can find me, bishopmartinwilson.com. I'm also all over Facebook, so find me.
Yes, he is. And listen, for those of you who are listening to this on iHeartRadio or Spotify, I've already put his information in the caption, so you can go there, you can check it out. He's been an amazing friend of mine. And again, Bishop Wilson, I want to thank you for your time, your energy, your effort. I want to thank you for your friendship. I want to thank you for sharing your wife with us last week. And again, we are definitely going to have you on again.
Amen.
And I'm definitely looking forward to actually coming to fellowship with you guys.
Yes.
When you get the chance, because
we're gonna get you here.
God knows,
and we already thinking about coming to the other program that you're having in Atlanta later.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, we are definitely looking forward to that. Hey, listen, for those of you who don't know, I also do motivational speaking. And so I've started to close out my podcast with my scissor reel. So with that being said, until next time, Bishop Wilson, thank you again. And we'll see you guys in the next podcast.
Amen.
Well, my name is Sakoni Prince of SakoniPrince.com, where we make motivation personal, introducing you to yourself. I help people in the area of personal development and leadership development, because I believe that you can't lead others until you learn how to lead yourself. But once you learn how to lead yourself, the next logical step is that you lead other people.
Until you know who you are, anything can stop. But once you know who you are, nothing can stop.
I'm a motivational speaker, a trainer, and a coach. I do what I do because I believe that people have truly yet to understand their purpose. Once you know who you are, nothing can stop you. But until you know who you are, anything can. So my goal is to really help people to understand their purpose and their calling. And oftentimes they have the answers themselves, but they're not asking the right questions. So I help people to get to that place to where they look at themselves, they step back and they see how they've been a help to those around them and what really drives them. And from that, they really understand the value of it. They learn to value their value and see what value their value brings. Because a lot of people, they have yet to do that.
I want you to look at yourself. I want you to think about your limits. I want you can even hug them and embrace them. But then I want you to tell them goodbye. My 10-year-old son, he looks at me and he says, Dad, I'm proud of you. I want you to understand that you are blessed. That you are blessed to be a blessing. That there is somebody looking up to you. They're looking at you. Don't ever forget that. Because if you ever do, you're going to leave them without a mind.